Imagine that you are walking down the street when something catches your attention. It is a $20 bill that has no owner. It seems to be your lucky day. Now imagine if instead of just a ticket, you came across a bag full of money, or a treasure chest. Oddly enough, it is possible to accidentally find money, gold, and jewelry, and these lucky discoveries made many people rich. The cases of lucky people who found a fortune are not so common. But, you may be in luck, and today you will find a fabulous treasure. You would become one of those people who accidentally made millions. Doesn't the idea excite you? Stay with us to be shocked by the amazing treasures found by complete accident. And for some extra fun, find our mascot Ned, hiding throughout the video. Hoxne Treasure. If you want me to give you some advice, you should take a metal detector with you wherever you go. You may be in luck and find an incredible treasure. Or you may only find a few pennies. In both cases it would be worth it. Take Eric Laws as an example. This man was just looking for a hammer that his friend lost, but found something unimaginable. Gold and silver coins, jewelry, and spoons that he couldn't finish collecting on his own. He had to report the find to the council of the city. Archaeologists unearthed an amount of gold as heavy as a brick and an amount of silver as heavy as a Dalmatian dog. Furthermore, they found many Roman coins and ancient jewelry with immense historical value. The treasure appeared to be from the 5th century after Christ, and was worth $2.5 million. But, this was not the only good news for Eric Laws. Because they also found his friend's lost hammer. It was definitely his lucky day. Stradivarius violin of $10 million. Violins are beautiful and unique instruments. But the Stradivarius violin is totally amazing. The Stradivarius violin is one of the most coveted of all. It can be worth millions of dollars, but why? Antonio Stradivari was a manufacturer of string instruments in the 1700s. He is credited with inventing the modern concert violin. This meant that it could produce enough sound to be heard in the rest of an orchestra, as it used to take between 5 or 6 violins to be heard. Stradivarius violins became so precious as to be gifted to royals. A Stradivarius violin was found in the home of the famous copper heiress Huguette Clark, after her death at 104. The Stradivarius found belonged to the musician Rodolphe Kreutzer from the year 1731. The violin was sold for $10 million, an instrument that is worth gold. The Coca-Cola Stock Certificate. Garage sales are great places to find what you want most at very affordable prices. If you don't believe me, ask Tony Marin. Tony bought a box full of documents at a California garage sale for just $5. In this box, he found a document that gave his owner a large number of shares in the Palmer Union Oil Company. The incredible thing about the case is that Palmer Union Oil joined with another company that later joined Coca-Cola. Tony could not believe it, so he hired a lawyer, and he confirmed that he was entitled to almost $2 million in Coca-Cola shares, and these shares could be worth up to $130 million. Tony has become Coca-Cola's largest shareholder so far, not counting large companies. So, if you see a garage sale, do not hesitate to go to find that object that will make you a millionaire. A copy of the Declaration of Independence. On July 4, 1776, the Declaration of Independence of the United States of America was published, an event that made all the countries of Central and South America decide to become independent. Copies of the original document were taken to many places, but somehow one copy found its way to a flea market in Pennsylvania. In 1989, a man bought a photo frame for just $4. When he got home and removed the photo that had the frame, he discovered a copy of the Declaration of Independence in perfect condition. This lucky guy sold the copy for $2.5 million in 1991. Another copy found its way to a music store in Nashville, Tennessee, into the hands of Michael Sparks. Michael only paid $2 for the copy, and decided to take it to an auction house because he believed it could be worth much more. His suspicions came true, as it was an official copy from 1776. Michael sold it for almost $500,000. A Jackson Pollock painting. Maybe that painting that your grandmother has had for years hanging in the room has an extremely high value and belongs to a very famous painter. Something similar happened to Terry Horton, a woman who entered a thrift store looking for a gift to cheer on her friend. Horton found a large, ugly painting for $5. Upon handing it over to her friend, she scoffed at how ugly the painting was, and gave it back because it didn't fit inside her home. While trying to sell her painting at a garage sale, an art teacher told Horton that the painting could be from Jackson Pollock, a famous painter. Horton investigated on her own, convinced of the value of the artwork she now possessed. Unfortunately, the art world did not agree with her, so they did not certify her painting as original, despite the fact that she hired expert people to verify its authenticity. Terry Horton is convinced that her painting is worth $50 million, and would not sell it for less. Frank Epperson and the Popsicles. The greatest inventions can come from the least expected places, and from the least expected people. If you are like me, you also enjoy the wonders of an ice pop on a hot summer afternoon. We can thank Frank Epperson for this, and his wonderful luck. In 1905, when Frank was just 11 years old, he invented the basis of what would become the ice cream popsicle, when he left a mixture of soda powder and water on his porch overnight. But it was not until 18 years later that he began producing these sandwiches for sale, using the Eppsicles name. Until in 1924 he patented the name Ice Lollipop and founded the Popsicle Corporation. From that moment, to the last moment of Epperson's life, he received sales profits from more than 60 million pallets. Who would have ever said that an innocent childhood experiment would make him rich? Harry Coover and the glue. Surely in the course of your life you have broken a glass, a plate or some object. You have probably tried to glue it using glue. What would we do in our life without the glue? It turns out that this wonderful invention came about in 1958 by inventor Harry Coover. After several failed attempts, he came to create the super glue. However, he never managed to earn full income, even though his product has been a necessity in every home in the world. In 2010, Coover was presented with an award with the National Medal of Technology and Innovation by Barack Obama. Shortly before his death, he had 460 patents on his name. We have to thank Coover for saving our most precious objects. Van Gogh's vase with red poppies. Imagine going with your partner to buy a painting to beautify the living room, a beautiful painting with red poppies in a vase. But what if this painting is so well done that it was painted by Van Gogh himself? This was the case of a Wisconsin couple, who unknowingly bought the original vase with red poppies painting from 1886, made by the famous painter Vincent van Gogh, worth $1.4 million. So, next time don't judge a painting by its value, because you don't really know if you are in front of a millionaire work of art. Pyura Chilensis, the living stone. Precious stones are very high priced and used in very fine jewelry. It is incredible the amount of money that people can pay for a few simple rocks. Now imagine how much a living rock could be worth. The Pyura Chilensis is not really a rock, it is a marine creature that lives on the coasts of Chile and Peru, and that can serve as food for other creatures, or even for humans. The interesting thing about this creature is that it looks like a strange rock that looks like it was taken out of a science fiction movie, or that it seems to have a mineral that could be as valuable as precious stones. If we didn't know that the Pyura Chilensis is a sea creature, imagine how much this living rock could be worth. The Dead Sea Manuscripts. One of the most valuable elements that exist is ancient writings. Since these can provide more information about an ancient age of which little knowledge is possessed, and even more if it belongs to a religious current. This is the case of the Dead Sea Manuscripts, which date from the 3rd century BC. 4 of these manuscripts were sold by a shoemaker, for less than $100, to Orthodox Archbishop Athanasius Yeshu Samuel. Samuel traveled to the United States trying to sell them to various universities, but failed. So he placed an ad in the Wall Street Journal. Its buyer Yigal Yadin, an Israeli archaeologist, bought the manuscripts for $250,000. Sadly, Samuel lost much of that money due to a drafting error on the bill that was kept by the United States Internal Revenue Service. Money bags. What would you do if, when you move into a new house, you find a lot of money in the attic? Would you keep it or return it to its owner? This incredible case happened to Josh Farron and his family. On the first day in his new home, Farron found $45,000 in cash. He, in a great act of honesty, looked for the family of the former owner and gave him all the money. Farron confessed that for a moment he thought about keeping the money. But he knew that he should return it, that was the right thing to do. This shows us a great gesture of honesty, of returning what does not belong to us. Soldiers and the stolen Iraqi gold. Gold could be one of the most valuable minerals of all, and it has maintained its value for years, and humans have always suffered from the famous gold rush. In Iraq, amid the conflict that has been going on for several years, United States Army troops have seized, on several occasions, trucks full of gold, ready to leave the country in a smuggling operation. The provenance of this gold has not yet been determined, nor do the Iraqis themselves know where it comes from. But what is the purpose of this gold? It is mostly intended for the creation of jewelry, bracelets, necklaces and rings made purely of gold. But the biggest mystery comes from where this gold comes from, as not even the best banks in Iraq are known to own that much gold. US troops have yet to determine the reasons for this Iraqi gold, this region so battered by war and conflict for years. I hope that after watching this video you feel motivated to go looking for treasures and riches. You never know what you can find buried in the streets of your neighborhood or even in your garden. I know that many people do not believe in luck, but we cannot deny that we have better days than others for no reason, and fate can make anyone rich and famous. Even so, don't leave your whole future in the hands of luck. Don't think that the only way to get rich is good luck, because you must also work hard to achieve your goals and fulfill all your dreams. With a lot of hard work and a bit of luck, you can achieve everything you set your mind to. Thank you very much for watching this video. I wish you the best of luck in your life, and see you next time. Remember to hit the bell icon after you subscribe, so you can get instant notifications for all our new videos.